All right.
All right. What up, everybody? Welcome back to Savage Studios. Thanks for tuning in. Smash that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the notification bell. Today, we got a very juicy story with my boy Isaac right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and just cut to the chase and let my boy get into basically what we're going to talk about today.
All right. So first off, my name is Isaac Pedroza. They used to call me Sticks from Lomas. Uh, I was a gang member pretty much all my life from the age of 9. I'm 40 years old now. I've been in and out of jail, prison. Uh, I've fought every kinds of different cases, kidnaps, robberies. Uh, even a murder, which we'll get into later. And my whole purpose for coming on your platform, these kinds of platforms, is basically to share my story and hopes in the youth first of all, but also anybody can be touched in a positive way. Some even in a big way, and some even in a small way. So anything that we can do is beneficial, man, for the greater good. So that's pretty much the whole purpose for us doing this interview from my end, and I'm sure from yours too.
That was, yeah, that was perfect. That was perfect. I respect it, brother. I'm on the same path. I'm doing the same thing, man. This channel is not for any type of negativity or glorification. There's a lot that you can learn, and certainly going through that life and going through these gangs and these systems, whether it's jail, whether it's prison, you grow and you gain tools, and you can use them for negativity or you can use them for positivity. But either way, we're more well equipped than we ever were, before going through what we went through. Okay, just to begin with, the craziest situation you went through obviously is what you had overturned. So, man, let the people know, man. Let them know what that's about, man, because that was crazy.
Okay. Well, so to jump right into it, I was like I said, I was in and out of juvenile hall and prison and jail, basically all my life. But in the year 2008, I was fresh out. I was fresh out of prison. Can
Lost
you hear
you
me good?
here. You
Everything
there?
good? Yeah, I'm right. I'm here. Was it cutting off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you catch what I was saying? Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
I
didn't
caught
get to hear
everything
what
you
you were
were
saying,
saying, and
bro.
then it seemed like it cut off a little bit.
Okay, no. Basically, I was saying like, having your sentence overturned and coming through with that. Just basically, um, what was that like? Going through a county and having to face all that and put up with that and the stress of that.
Um, well, I mean, it was pretty intense, man, to say the least. Um, should I share a little bit of what it was first, or you want me to just tell you like what I experienced, or
Honestly, if I want you to share whatever you're coming, but yeah, if you're willing to share that, yeah, go for it.
no?
That's
I
what
just
that's what people want to see. They want to know what exactly what kind of demon you faced.
yeah. Nah, basically, I just um I went through I went through 5 years, man, of fighting a serious case in the LA County Jail. I was fresh out of prison, actually, from doing 4 years. I paroled from New Corcoran State Prison. Um, and I was only out a month and a half, and I got arrested for a murder that happened 10 years. It was a 10-year-old murder, and I was arrested at the parole office, and I spent the next 5 years fighting my case. I was pro per for about 3.5 years of those 5 years. I went to
Wow,
trial.
wow.
Yeah, I went to trial eventually with counsel. I I let go of my pro per status, and I got an attorney, and I went to trial, and I actually ended up losing. I lost the trial. I got convicted of the murder, and by God's grace, man, it was overturned. The conviction was overturned. The judge that I had was actually, it was O.J. Simpson's prelim judge. She's the one that bonded him over to Superior Court. Yeah, wow. Kathleen Kennedy, man.
Wow.
She said that in 24 years on the bench, she had never granted anybody a new trial. So she granted me a new trial, and as soon as that happened, we filed a motion, and I walked right out of the court, man. Like about a month and a half after she granted the new trial, they basically couldn't take me back to trial because it was insufficient evidence that she granted the new trial on, and so they couldn't charge me. It would have been double jeopardy, so they could never charge me. They could never charge me again. There's actually a case law if anybody's interested. It's People versus Pedroza. You can just Google that. People versus Pedroza. Pedroza. 2015 case, and you can see all the details, man, of what happened in those proceedings. But in a nutshell, that's pretty much what happened. I got out in 2013, March 15th, 2013. I walked right out of a CCB court, man, in LA, and I've been out ever since, man.
Man, tell me, so were you in and out of juvenile hall and YA as well?
Yeah, well, I never went to YA. I kind of skipped YA because I had a YA commitment, but I was underage. I gave them a fake name is basically what happened. I got arrested. I gave them a fake name. Back then, they didn't have the technology they have now. And I ended up going to the county at 16. And so they didn't know who I was. Yeah, so I was fighting a case. I was fighting the case right there in the county, man. Yeah, it was a trip. But county was a whole nother trip, man. I'm actually glad I went to the county and I skipped the YA because I would have probably got stuck there for years. You know how it is in YA, man. And so I fought a case, and then I beat that case, and then I was only out like a month, and then I went back to the county. And then after that, I was in and out of prison, man. In and out of prison, in and out. Started off in Calipat. I've been
to a lot of prisons. Yeah, tell me about the prison. Tell me about your prison journey. Tell me about these prisons you went to.
So my first prison was Calipat, and I started off in a level 4 because when I was in reception, we got into a riot in Delano, and we went to the hole. When we were in the hole, got in a whole bunch of trouble there. Had all kinds of crazy experiences in the hole, man, and my points shot up, and ended up in Calipatra State Prison. And it was actually that was actually my
that place ain't no joke.
Nah, but it was actually my favorite prison, man, that I've been to. It was actually like especially back then because it was a lot different back then. But it was a unique experience, man. I was only 17, but I was pretty much soaking it all up, man, and going through the motions. After that, I was in and out. Yeah, bro. I mean, it was a lot different back then. Like I said, you got away with a lot more. But the good thing I was doing short prison terms, so and I didn't get caught up for nothing big till later. Like I've been to like Corcoran, Centinela. So yeah, of course, man, I got into something everywhere I was at. I was always getting into trouble. I caught a case in Centinela for a weapon. We're going at it with the blacks. You know how it is, in prison. And I was gonna go home, man. I was like 2 months to get less than 2 months to go home. And boom, I picked up that case, man, and I almost got like they were gonna give me like 10 years, bro, for that weapon, but
Mm-hmm.
man, I got blessed, bro. They offered me 2 years, man. I jumped on that with halftime. I wasn't even eligible.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Woohoo! Damn, yeah, you better jump on that one. Yeah. Okay, so look, so let's rewind real quick. So growing up, what barrio were you from?
I was from Lomas in the city of Rosemead and South San Gabriel, Monterey Park. Also, we got like
Yeah.
three cities. I was
Yeah.
born in like Boyle Heights, East LA area in General Hospital, and I lived there till I was around 7 years old. Then my mom moved us out to Monterey Park because she wanted to keep us away from the gang culture, which that didn't work out too
All the
well.
drama. Yeah, yeah.
And so
Mhm.
that's where I ended up being from, man. It's from Loma, South San Gabriel, and
And so how'd you get the nickname Sticks, if you don't mind me asking? Where'd that come from?
um, well, I've always been a kind of thin guy. That's pretty much where that came from. There was like other stories
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that they tried to give me that name for, but no, it was mainly because I was thin and skinny, and
That's right. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a unique name.
Right. Yeah, that actually is. That's not one you really commonly hear. I don't remember meeting too many homies with that one.
Yeah.
Um okay, so Lomas, and then you guys got out, but you didn't really get out of that frame of mind of thinking, right?
No, well, you mean no, well, when I meant by getting out of, my mom wanted to move us out as kids out of the Boyle Heights area because Boyle Heights is pretty much gangs like the next block
Yeah.
over. It's there's a lot of gangs in that little vicinity.
Yeah.
Um, but
So where did you guys end up going from there?
that's where we ended up in Rosemead in Monterey Park first, and then to Rosemead,
Oh, Rosewood. Okay, okay,
and
okay,
then that's where I got into Lomas.
okay. Yeah. Okay, so to is corruption in a CDCR, right? And so my question to you was, have you experienced any like corruption, or what's the most craziest like corrupting you probably ever seen by a cop or a CO, whether in LA County or in state prison? It doesn't really matter, either one.
Um, Definitely in LA County, man. That's like that's where it was all at, especially in the days that I was when I first started. Um, it was
Yeah.
just everything, man. You name it, man. They basically ran that place how they wanted without having to adhere to the law themselves, man. They were basically a law to themselves, and they used to do everything, whatever they wanted, man. You couldn't go against them the way I guess you can now, in a sense, because back then there was no whatever happened inside there. It was so isolated that there was no way of bringing any outside source to kind of police them, police the police. So, but I experienced everything, bro, and everything from beatings to assaults from them on us. I've experienced. They even had a gang in there. I mean, you can see one of my videos that I've done on the 3,000 Boys where I spoke about that. They had their own gang, really, man, and they broke that up. They brought in the feds. They brought the feds in.
Yeah.
The guy that they used to record them.
I heard about that.
Yeah, that dude Anthony Brown, the dude they used to record him. He was my neighbor in 1750 in High Power in Alley
Oh,
Jail.
wow.
Just for a little bit, I didn't know what was going on. I smelled something fishy about him. I didn't know what was up with him. I would question, like I questioned him about a lot of stuff, but he never Like I didn't, you get that sense, bro, and I had a feeling about that guy, like, man,
Yeah,
something's
yeah,
not right with this dude. While they were isolating him, they were kind of hiding him from the feds because he was in there to basically uh, gain some evidence for the feds because of the corruption that was going on in LA County Jail. But personally, I've never witnessed it, but I know that there's been dudes that even got killed in there, man. That they like, there's some dude
yeah,
that I think some black guy that hung himself. Supposedly he hung himself. I actually spoke to the mom
yeah.
recently, and I might be doing some stuff with her. She sued them, man, because the dude supposedly he hung himself, her son, but this guy, um, he had bruises on him. Like it was clear that he got beat up, but they wrote it up and they basically, the paperwork, it all said that it was a suicide. But yeah, man, I
Wow,
went through all
wow.
that, man. I've gotten beat up
And you
myself.
know what's
Yeah,
crazy? And you know what's crazy is, like, even in this day and age, when us inmates, because I just got out last year, I did a time. Um, as much as in we have what you were speaking on as far as police being able to police the police, right? And even in this day and age, with what we have and the available resources of how to, like, expose them, and you can reach out through different ways, internal affairs, or what I mean. There's certain people you can have to police, the police when they're getting out of hand. All that, it's still not enough. Like, it's still not enough. They need cameras. They need cameras all over the hole. They need cameras in the spots, because you still have Greenwall to this day in prison. You have the Greenwall gang still trying to kick back up on these level fours. You still have them playing these games, and there's somebody I'm actually talking to right now that's in this crazy corrupted 115 process that I'm trying to help with. And it's like, prisons can do what they want. They can give you a 115 and say anything, and you're gonna lose. Even if you request a polygraph and you pass the polygraph, it's inadmissible, so you still lose. So I'm happy that it's not the way it used to be back in the 90s and in the 80s, right? But the level of corruption they have now is still enough to alter your life. It's still enough to take away from your family, and just ruin your life. They still got that power. And I just, sometimes it's like, I almost don't even really see it changing, because there's not enough people that are getting out trying to shed light to it. Like, kind of like what we're doing now. You got a lot of people that get out, and they get these platforms, and they use them for more so for a glorification or some kind of a clout. And it's like, man, you're not helping your homies. You're not helping your raza. You're not helping anybody by doing that. Not raising awareness to anything. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
I think it's real cool, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah, cool. Yep,
I,
yep.
I actually had like experiences like that, like with the 115s, and I'm the type of dude that I always fought everything, man. Like, you know what I mean? And there was a
Yep,
few
me
times,
too. Me too.
yeah, yeah, man. And I actually had a few W's on those 115s. It was rare, but on some of them,
Yeah. Oh
when
yeah.
if you push hard
Yeah.
enough, and you use their actual rules and guidelines, which is the Title 15, and you go deep into that, and you start, what I mean, articulating that, and using it against them, and have these hearings, and you bring in witnesses, and you do all that stuff. It all depends on the hearing officer too, because you're right. It doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes they can just say, "So what, man? You're guilty," because you don't. It's not like a courtroom where they actually have to prove every single thing. It's more about the hearing officer. He can basically say whatever he can be. Yeah, it's all up to him,
Exactly.
man. So yeah, I've been in a lot of
Exactly.
those situations, even group complaints, and but yeah, there can definitely be a lot more done, because there's a lot of things that we can't even. There's no way for us to even express how the level of corruption that goes on and that they get away with in there. There's just so much in there that.
I mean, right before I was getting ready to be released, I was actually seeing it. Like I was actually, I've been all over Corcoran, Kern Valley, Tehachapi, all on the 4 yards, and it's like I've always seen a certain level of it. And even in Wasco, when I had caught another case for selling dope or whatever, I was supposed to be released, but I went to Bakersfield County, picked up another 5 years, and they shot me back through Wasco reception. So I'm in Wasco and I'm in the oil, and they're kicking me to the yard. And there's a dude that I got to get my hands on before he gets to another block than me. So as soon as they let you out of the hole and they walk you down this long sidewalk, they take your handcuffs off. So whatever, I get busy on old boy. It is what it is. I step out of line and get on him. And the COs kicked my ass from one end of the sidewalk to the other end of the sidewalk in handcuffs, beating me down, broke rib and everything. And it's like, there was no cameras. And all the nurses and all the ladies who take the medical sheet on your body,
nobody said nothing.
Came to saw me, but they fabricated. Nobody said nothing. Not the lieutenants, not the captains. And that's actually a very common problem. Even with all the awareness that we have now, it still happens. So, man, this is something I'm going to be touching on in different videos. And the next time we go, we're just going to go live. We'll go live and we'll do our Q&A and go from there, because your story, man, you got so much. And like when people, they look your story, your case up on Google, trust me, they're going to be blown away. They're going to want more of what's going on. And I just hope that we can keep that good message to them and see if we can get some positive out of it, because we both know, this ain't glorifying anything. Like that's a thing of the past. But if we can use things from our past to help our future and help other people, then that's what it's all about,
No doubt, man. That like you said, people are interested in this kind of stuff, and I believe I'm a man of faith, man. I believe everything happens for a reason, and a lot of that stuff, man. Like I'm not just here to talk about my faith and all that. Although, yeah, that's part of my life. I do hope that people can, be reached in that sense, but also in any way, man. Like someone that's maybe interested in prison, they can hear us talking about something in prison, some of these stories, and that can be a candle being lit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That can be, the hook where they can, not in a negative sense, but where they can come and hear also the other side, man. You know what I'm saying?
No. And being led astray by somebody else who's also saying things like that, but has the negative connotation, has a negative intention, right? So there's nothing wrong with hooking them in and pulling them in, as long as it's for a good reason.
Yeah, man.
No, there really ain't. If anybody is glorifying going into prison, that's not the person you want to even listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yep.
So, man, I'm really interested in actually doing some more collabs with you, man. Do you have any like plans as far as like what you're doing on the streets? Maybe trying to reach out to youth? Are you trying to go into like maybe juvenile halls and talk to youth or anything like that?
That's actually my that's in the works right now, man. That's one of my main objectives is not only going into the halls, but going into these different camps. I actually want to do that like for a living. I mean, I'll do it for free, man. I'll go anywhere for free and speak. But there's things you can also do as a as a kind of like not a career, but on the side to be able and establish, like I want to establish like curriculums where I can go and work with the kids and actually kind of not just teach them, but actually bring out their gifts. Because I know me, for example, I never had that. If I would have had someone to help me develop my gifts, or even to even pinpoint my gifts, the things that I'm good at, to bring those things out of me and to help me get the resources to actually develop those gifts and to use them, in my life, who knows how things were worked out. I mean, I'm glad that they worked out the way they have, because that's my life. That's who I am. That's the calling I think God had upon my
Yep,
life.
that's right.
But there's a lot of kids out there, man.
That's right.
There's a lot of these youngsters out there, that if they just had that, not just someone telling them what to do, or telling them what's right and what's wrong, but if they had actually someone that can find the good in them, that can find their, because everybody has something. Everybody has something to offer, man. Everybody has a purpose. But those things are not really being brought out, even especially in the public school system. I mean, it's all just a system, really. That's what it is, man. It's, you get the
Yeah.
basic
Yep.
essentials, and I'm not trying to knock school. School's good. What I'm saying is, there has to be something, especially in troubled youth, that, because a lot of these kids, they come from broken families, and they end up in these juvenile halls, camps, placements, group homes, whatever the case may be, and they get up in this little downward spiral, but they don't have to keep going that way, man. If someone was there, if they had someone that they can look up to, someone like me and you that probably already went through that, and reach them, and they can actually relate to, and we can talk to them like me and you were talking, like regular dude, regular, you know what I mean, one on one. Man, the impact that can have on these kids, man, is man, it's big, bro, and so that's one of my dreams, is to do that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm working on. As you know, I have my YouTube channel as well, Righteous by Faith. If anybody wants to go, I have other material on there, other interviews and stuff like that. But there's the other aspects of my like ministry stuff, as far as reaching people, saving souls. Basically, that's my purpose. Is we can help people better their lives, but to me, um, the most important thing is their soul, man. Because I believe, like I spoke to you about, I believe in I believe in the afterlife, man. I'm a Christian. For anybody that wants to know, I mean, I'm not here just, I like to be. I don't like to use that word a lot, because a lot of people get thrown off. I'm not your typical Christian, I guess, because some people already have this way of thinking, like, oh, it's no. Nah, man. If you go and see some of my other material on my channel, you'll see that it's not just about that. But yeah, that is one of my main things, man. Is to reach people, to reach souls, bro, and get them saved. Because this world is getting crazier, man. It's getting crazier every single day. It's getting darker and darker, and people are more distracted, bro, through social media and these different outlets. And there's things that are going on that people ain't even aware of, man. So that's one of my callings, is reaching people, being kind of like a watchman, and keeping an eye on what's going on. You know what I mean? Biblical prophecy, a lot of stuff going on, and just letting people know, man, putting it out there. And there's ministries, like me and my wife, we do, things together, and we have our website, righteousbyfaith.com, where my wife, she also has a blog. There's things that she has. It's her testimony, being married to me, going through the stuff. She's been through a lot of stuff with me,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah. They got a testimony.
yes, sir. So yeah, man, that's just a brief,
You see,
outline.
with me, it's like okay, yeah. With me, it's more like you said about schools, right? I actually don't really the way schools are set up. I think they kind of set kids up for prison and jail. To be honest with you, if you look at it for what it is, you have the way they give lunch, chow. The way they let you out when the bell rings, got to go back when the bell rings. You see how they set up a system for children to follow, right? That almost mimics prison and jail, if you think about it, all the way from authority there on down, and then
That's a
what they're
good
actually
point.
teaching in school. So there's a lot of things. Yeah, man. I was wondering, are you trying to start any type of organization? Do you got any type of brand you've been working on, or anything like that coming out?
Well, I mean, eventually, yeah, I have so many ideas, bro, and so much stuff that Lord willing, I'll get to accomplish. Like writing a book also. I'm working on some music. You know what I'm saying? I've
Awesome,
been writing.
awesome, awesome.
I've
Lyrics.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Because I'm using my phone and some call came in. But anyhow, yeah, I've been writing.
You're good.
Yeah, I've been writing lyrics for years, bro. Um, but I never took the step to lay it all down and put it all together. But yeah, I've been working on that. And yeah, man, there's a lot of things that
Nice,
I'd
nice.
like to do in the future. Maybe in the future, man, we could even connect and do some stuff. And I'm open to all that, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm open to all that, and because we all have something to share, bro. We all have something to pass on, bro. Can you still hear me clearly?
I got you.
Oh,
Yeah, I got you nice and clear. I think your format might have changed, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap this. I don't know. I'm not sure how long this was, but we're gonna wrap this for now.
okay.
There's definitely gonna be a part two. Most likely got to go live with the Q&A. We'll probably do that after what I told you, what I'm waiting on. But man, this was awesome. This is gonna reach a lot of people. And thank you for coming on, my boy. I'll drop your links and everything. Everybody, man, go check out his YouTube channel. Hit him up on Instagram. Check out the website. Listen to the man's testimony. He's got a crazy story. He's been there, done that. If you want to talk to a real one who made a real way in life, this is my boy right here. Check him out. Thanks, my boy.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro. God bless, man. To the next time.
Okay, likewise.